Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my coffee times. And today we're here to check out my new movies. By the time you watch this video, I'm going to be on holidays. So before I went on holidays, I wanted to make a last video of all the movies that I had still purchased and acquired before the end of the year. To show you everything that I got in 2019 before 2020 starts. And I realized I had quite like a pile of movies. So we have DVDs, Blu-rays, and some steelbooks and media books. Most of it is horror, not gonna lie. So let's start.
It's coffee time.
First we have Final Cut, and I realized while I was investigating these movies for this video that this is not the original title, or at least not the title released everywhere. Apparently the movie is originally called, hold on, The Last Showing. The reasons why I bought this movie: Robert Englund is in the movie. It is a 2014 British movie, and it is about this projectionist in a cinema that I think he gets fired and he wants to take revenge, so he ends up kind of kidnapping a couple that goes to the movies or something like that. I don't know, horror movies in cinemas, yes please. So I decided to grab this one. So here's how the cover looks like, and here's the back where you can see Robert Englund. Next we have Heartstopper, and this is another movie that I picked up from the €1 bin because Robert Englund is in it. Can you see a pattern here? Basically the guy that works at the video store, whenever he sees one of these horror B movies that is including Robert Englund, Tony Todd, any of these people, he's like, "Hi, I have a movie for you," and I'm like, "I'm gonna come for it." This is a 2006 straight-to-DVD release, and it is a movie in which a woman tries to commit suicide by jumping in front of a car, but she only gets injured, so she's taken to the hospital. And in that same hospital, they have the body of a serial killer that had just been executed in the electric chair, but apparently he was not really dead, and he starts killing people in the hospital, something like that. So I'll check it out. So here's how the cover looks like, nice and gory. And here's the back with our man, Robert Englund. Those were the only two DVDs that I had to show you, so now we are moving to Blu-rays. The first one is The Wildling, and I got this one because the story sounded interesting, but also Brad Dourif is in the movie, and I really like him. Also Liv Tyler is in the movie. Hello, love her. And it is a 2018 movie about a girl that grows up in this cottage in the middle of the woods with her dad, and all her life she has been trapped inside there because her dad has been telling her stories about this creature that lurks the woods and eats children, so she's scared to go out. And when she starts to grow up, she starts to think about the reasons why her dad is keeping her basically captive. So I really love those kind of really disturbing, twisted stories, and this is one that I'm actually really excited to watch. Here is the cover. I have the version with this kind of slip, which, you know, just shows the same cover underneath. And here is the back for you guys, and here you can see Liv Tyler. Love her. Next we have The Darkness, a 2016 supernatural horror movie that features a family that after a trip to the Grand Canyon, they go back home with an entity that has attached to them, and they are being hunted by it. Love stories about haunted houses and people that are being traumatized by ghosts and spirits, so definitely one that I also need to watch. So here's the cover. I absolutely love it. And here's the back, and this is actually an edition that also has an alternate ending. Next we have Orphan from 2009, and this is another horror, this time kind of psychological thriller-ish, and it is about a couple that after losing their unborn son, they decide to adopt this mysterious 9-year-old girl. And I remember watching this movie and really enjoying it and really loving the whole aesthetic of the girl. I just love her. She's so cute. And yeah, it's one that I didn't own, and I know it's on Netflix, at least here in Germany, but I saw this copy for cheap, and this one includes an alternate ending. So here's how the cover looks like. Absolutely love the style. And this is the very basic back. Next we have a classic, The Howling from 1981, and this is a movie in which a newswoman is being sent to a resort in the deep in the mountains, isolated, but what she doesn't know is that there are werewolves there. And it is a great werewolf movie. It was so popular that I think there is 7 movies in the franchise, and I didn't own a copy of it, so I found it on Blu-ray for a good price and decided to snatch it. Also this cover, I mean, come on, it is fantastic. Absolutely love this cover. And here is the back. Next we have 976 Evil, and this is a 1988 movie directed by your one and only Robert Englund, and it is based on something I didn't even know, but apparently what we know now as telephone numbers that are like 900s, back then they were 976. Apparently this is something that happened in the 80s. I missed it. And that is why the title. And apparently when you call there you receive powers, but you become a kind of a satanic killer. And I was like, hell yes. So here's how the cover looks like, and the whole kind of vibe of the movie plus the plot, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Brain Scan a little bit, and I really love Brain Scan, so I have high hopes for this one. Next we have Black Christmas from 2006, and this is an American-Canadian slasher movie in which days before Christmas some sorority sisters are being attacked and murdered in their own house in a winter storm. And this is loosely based on Black Christmas, a movie from 1974, which is a classic. But I also did really enjoy the remake, and I found this edition for very cheap, so I decided to add it to the collection. This is the extended version, and it has a lot of bonus material, so that's great because I believe I only paid 4 or 5 euros for it. Then we have 13 Sins from 2014. And this is an American horror thriller, and this was handed to me by the guy that works at a DVD store, and he was like, here you go, a Ron Perlman movie. So Ron Perlman is in this movie, but that's not just the only reason why I bought it. It's because it's a story of a salesman that in order to get what he wants, he gets into this kind of game where he's giving tasks that get more and more disturbing and he needs to fulfill them. I love those kind of things. So yeah, another one that, you know, I would like to give a try. I love when people are giving challenges or things and they get really messed up and disturbing, so I hope this one is gonna be good. So here is how the cover looks like. You can see that here's our main character that is being portrayed here like a little bit of a puppet because he's doing what the other guy is telling him to do. And here is the back with the one and only Hellboy, Ron Perlman. Then I got Wolf Creek Season 1. This is an Australian horror web series, and it is a spin-off of the movies Wolf Creek and Wolf Creek 2, and it is about the 19-year-old that already met the serial killer and survived, so she's out now for revenge. And this is only a 6-episode series, and I got it for $4.99, so I was like, yes please, because I would like to give it a try. And I know that season 2 is already out as well, but they only had this one available, so I decided to grab it. So here's how the cover looks like. I really like it, and here is the back, and this one is also one of those slip covers. Now we're moving to a couple of steelbooks. So first we have one of my faves of 2019, and that is Brightburn. I've talked about this one a couple of times before in my channel because I was really expecting it, and then when it came out I missed it in the cinema and I had to wait for the DVD release, so I obviously bought a copy. I bought the nice steelbook edition because the difference between the regular Blu-ray and the steelbook was like 2 or 3 euros, and it's like, come on please, like, excuse me. So this is a kind of superhero with a dark twist. And for the moment that I saw the trailer, I knew I was gonna like this movie. But then when the movie came out, a lot of people were giving it bad reviews, and I was like, uh-oh. But then I watched it, fell in love with it. I would rewatch it anytime. It is about this couple that is having trouble to conceive, to have a baby, and one night falls from the sky this kind of round light, and like Goku did, like Superman, when the couple goes there, they find this little baby laying there and they decide to adopt him. And as the boy starts to grow up, they realize that he might not be as normal as they thought, and he starts to show weird behavior, powers, and the family needs to kind of deal with that, with the darkness that is within him. And I absolutely loved it. The acting is amazing. Even the kid, he's like spot on all the time, and it has the exact amount of action, the exact amount of gore, and it is a great story. Absolutely loved it. So here's how the steelbook looks like naked, and here is the beautiful, stunning back of the steelbook. It's fantastic. And here is how the inside looks like. Next, I have a movie that I didn't think I would ever really own, to be honest, and it is a movie that I saw cheap on steelbook, and I was like, you know what, let's get it for the collection, and that is The Dark Tower. It is a 2017 movie. I still have not watched it. I don't know if I ever will. I'm just keeping it real here, you guys, because this is loosely inspired in the books from the Dark Tower series by Stephen King, and this is supposed to be a sequel to those books. The main story is basically a gunslinger that is trying to protect this Dark Tower, and then somebody came and decided to just take Stephen King's idea, butcher everything, change everything, mess up with the story, with the characters, and just come up with a hot pile of poop. And so the movie was actually supposed to be the first movie on maybe 3 or maybe more movies, but it failed so bad that they just stopped there. Big goat. And basically when it was announced and I started to hear more about the plot, the story, the characters, the actors that they chose, I was like, nope. Nope. And basically I never watched it, but I saw it for sale really cheap, and I do have a Stephen King movie collection, so I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna pay full price for this, and you know, I can have now a nice steelbook edition that's gonna look nice on my Stephen King collection. Will I watch it? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I just recommend everybody to read the books because they're good, and this is not good, even though I have not even watched it. Maybe I should, just to confirm that it's poop. But everybody that I know that enjoys Stephen King stories has confirmed to me that it's poop. So yeah, if you've watched it, please let me know down below what you thought about it. I know it's not going to be the same for people that aren't familiar with the story, but I heard that all the critics were also not happy with the movie, even if they had not read the novels. Like, everybody was really disappointed. But anyways, the art is actually nice. We have basically one of our main characters on the front, and on the back we have the other main character. And yeah, the art is nice, but yeah, that's about it. Then I got a beautiful, beautiful edition of Warlock, and this is actually the trilogy. So the first movie is Warlock from 1989, and it is about this 17th century kind of warlock that is being sent to the 20th century, to Los Angeles, and he's trying to put together the pieces of the Devil's Book because that's supposed to destroy mankind. And so there is a witch hunter that is trying to capture him, to hunt him down. So there are 3 movies in this beautiful steelbook edition, and I didn't own them, and I have not watched these movies in such a long time, and I need to rewatch them. So when I saw this, it was not cheap. I paid $29.99, but it is the 3 movies, so I decided to take it home, and I don't regret it, not even a little bit. I mean, excuse me. I hope that you can appreciate this cover because those cute little eyes, I mean, excuse me, that's just adorable. It's so cute. And the back is as fantastic. It is amazing. And I love that in the inside, on the inside, they also paid attention to artwork. If you remove the disc, this is what you get on this side. Amazing. And if you remove the other discs on the other side, that is the beautiful artwork underneath. Then I have two very special media books. The first one is one that when I saw it, I just could not control myself. I had to take it, and that is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, a 1988 horror comedy movie. And it is one that I absolutely love because it's so ridiculous and hilarious, and the design of those clowns and the props and the suits, fantastic. And it is about clowns that come from outer space to feed on humans, to capture them and put them in cocoons and to eat them. But the movie and the acting, it's just hilarious. I really love it. I know it's not for everybody because the movie is kind of stupid, but it works. It works. I don't know, just everything works, like the circus tent, the inside of the tent, all of the different scenarios. It's just so cute. I absolutely loved it, and I didn't own a copy of this movie, and I know the DVD and Blu-ray editions are also not the cheapest, and they released now this one that includes the 4K version, and I only paid $19.99 for this one, which was a steal. So here is how the cover looks like, and this artwork is fantastic. And here is the back as well. And on the inside we have a little book here in the middle, and we have our discs. It includes the DVD, the Blu-ray in 4K, and some extras. Absolutely love this movie. And the last one that I have to show you, it's a movie that I had actually pre-ordered in Mediabook, and that is Child's Play. And this is the remake slash reboot of Child's Play. And to be honest with you, when I first heard about this and that they were going to make Chucky a robot and they were gonna call it Buddy, I was like a little bit scared. When the first designs of Buddy came out, I was still scared. But I decided to still give it a try and go and watch it. And I did love the fact that Mark Hamill was going to do the voice, because he is a great voice actor, and he did such a great job with this movie. And basically we're following more or less the same story that we had in the original Child's Play. We have a kid that lives alone with his mom, and basically all he wants is to get a buddy, which is this kind of robot that is like interactive, and he can do whatever you want with like electronics in the house. You can tell him to turn off the TV for you, things like that, and all kids want to have one. And the mom finds this buddy that they return to the store because they tell her that is flawed, and she decides kind of to steal that one and give it to her son. And they realize that the reason why they returned him is because there's something evil inside of him. And I have to say that this is so much better than just remaking the first Child's Play, like just remaking the same story. They took a chance to do something different, and it worked. And I think because they did something different and they modernized the whole story and the concept of the movie, that's why it worked so well. And I absolutely loved it. I think this is one of my favorite remakes slash reboots when it comes to movies, because the way that they did it was very intelligent, and they did the franchise justice, and it was also gorier than I expected, which is also a plus. Always thumbs up for a little bit more of gore. And it was really entertaining, and it's a movie that I would definitely love to watch again. So I'm really excited, and I do want to see part 2. And yeah, I ended up loving it more than I thought. What are your thoughts on the Child's Play reboot? Like, I was a hardcore, still am a hardcore fan of the original movies, and Chucky is one of my favorite things to collect. I want to have a life-size Chucky. That's one of my dreams. To have at least one or two like life-size Chuckies in my house. People that come visit might not be very happy about that, but it's one of my dreams. And even for me, being such a huge fan of the first one, I really enjoyed this one. So here is how the media book looks like, and I absolutely love this cover. There is also texture, you cannot really feel it, but all of these has this kind of sandy texture, and it's pretty cool. And the back is also really nice. It's just the body box on this storage, and I absolutely love it. Then we have in the middle the Blu-ray and the DVD, as well as some artwork and some info on the movie. I believe the original DVD and Blu-ray have this cover, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. And this cover is so much nicer, so much prettier. So I'm glad that I got this media book. And this is everything that I had still to haul for you guys before the end of the year. I really hope that you enjoyed this movie haul. Let me know down below, have you seen these movies? What are your thoughts on them? And also let me know, what is the last movie that you have purchased in physical form? Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you're new here and you don't want to miss any more coffee times with me, click on the subscribe button, and also before you leave this video, hit the notification bell. If you want to follow me in other social media, I do have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The links to those can be found in the description box down below, especially from January 2020 because of the new COPPA regulations. I'm gonna post a lot more of Funko and other toys and collectibles in those social medias and keep them a little bit away from YouTube until we see how things progress with that COPPA and the new law and all of that. I'm pretty sure you're all tired of hearing about it, but just wanted to let you know if you're interested in seeing also some of my collectibles, Funkos and toys and things like that. I will be posting a lot more in my other social media. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!